would you please stand, remove your head coverings, and face the southeast corner of the football field where the flag of the United States of America is displayed. We will honor our country with the playing of the national anthem. Meet our two teams. First, the Otter Central Bulldogs. Their defensive unit in numerical order. Number 2, a senior cornerback, Owen Bueller. Number 5, junior linebacker, Mason Delugi. Number 9, senior linebacker, Drew Johnson. Number 11, junior cornerback, Chris Stronning. Number 22, senior safety, Bricker Blado. Number 23, senior linebacker, Mason Hammer. Number 51, junior tackle, Carter Kenyon. Number 56, junior linebacker, Lane Dilly. Number 61, senior end, Declan Nelson. Number 63, junior end, Vinnie Boyan. And number 65, senior tackle, Johnny Fielding. Bulldogs are coached by Eric Olson, assisted by Ryan Emter, Dana Dam, Joel Malberg, and Hunter Hagenmiller. Now the defensive unit in numerical order for Pelican Rapids. Number 3, sophomore cornerback, Trayvon Jensen. Number 4, sophomore linebacker, Jack Kapenga. Number 7, junior safety, Jack Carlson. Number 10, junior safety, Timmy Guler. Number 12, junior linebacker, Luke Soley.
Good evening from Pelican Rapids. My name is Logan Orr, and I'm bringing you this opportunity, this homecoming matchup, where Pelican Rapids will be hosting the Otter Central Bulldogs. The rain just started pouring about 10 minutes ago. It's a nice light sprinkle here. You got fans in ponchos, but these players are ready to take on the field. Really great time, really great matchup, as Pelican Rapids is going to be, right now you can see they are bringing their offense onto the 50-yard line to celebrate. The defense for Otter Central Bulldogs has already been announced. We will go ahead and announce those starters for the Otter Central Bulldogs, and then we'll come back here with your Pelican Rapids Vikings. For the Bulldogs on the defensive end, starting at defensive tackle is number 65, Johnny Fielding. Also number 51 in the center, Carter Kenyon. The big boy on the end, that's 63, Vinnie Boyum. Number 61, Declan Nelson, will be on the other defensive end. Inside linebacker for OTC will be number 23, Mason Hammer. Inside linebacker as well will be Lane Dilly. 2 outside linebackers. OTC looks like they're running a 3-4 setup here. They will be running, or maybe it's a 5-2. I'll have to take a peek. We'll see what happens when they come out here. Lane Dilly is the other end. Mason Hammer and Lane Dilly are on the inside. Delugi and Drew Johnson are the 2 outside linebackers. And the 2 corners, Owen Bueller and Christopher Froning. Bricker Blado is the lone safety here for OTC. After the coin toss is made evident, it looks like OTC is going to be receiving this opening kickoff as Pelican Rapids is going to send their team out to kick. I tell you what, great weather for some football. Other than this rain, it doesn't seem like this rain's going to hold on forever. Hopefully it's going to clear up for Pelican Rapids as twilight's about to set in here, as sunset just happened just about now. Peak colors here in fall of Minnesota, red and orange all over on the trees. You can also see red and orange here on the field tonight, as the Bulldogs will be white and red, and you can see Pelican Rapids in orange and black. Kicking off here for Pelican Rapids, that's number 67. That is Justin Jacobson. His kick is going to be out of bounds, so the first piece of laundry finds its way to the floor here, find its way to the turf before we even get started. So with that infraction, they're going to go ahead and put this ball here on the what looks like the 35-yard line. Exciting to see how the Bulldogs come out here. I had an opportunity to speak with the Pelican Rapids head coach, Eli Beachy, before this game here, and he was just really excited about the test that Otter Tail Central is going to bring inside here. Pelican Rapids coming into this game here 2-2 after winning their first two games against Underwood and Frazee, then falling their last two games to Parkers Prairie and Barnesville. And Coach Beachy said exactly this. They said the first two games there wasn't much of a test. They won pretty easily. Then they lost pretty handily in the last two games as a power back here. Who's going to get the carry for? It's going to be the fullback, number 23. That is Hammer for OTC, Mason Hammer. Perfect name for a fullback. He's going to carry it for 4 yards up to the 39-yard line of OTC. But getting back to Coach Beachy mentioned that, you know, with two teams that they didn't see much of a test from and then two teams that handled them pretty well, they're excited to see where OTC is going to lie in that. I think he really respects what OTC is going to bring to the table here. Certainly going to bring some power. As you can see, they have a very tight formation, a couple split backs and a fullback and a running back here. First one went to Hammer. We'll see where they go with this next snap on 2nd and 6. That handoff's going to go to number 22. That's Bricker Blado. Bricker Blado is going to go ahead and get a first down for Otter Tail Central and get across midfield here. Check that, put it right at midfield. You can see it right on top of the Viking head here. And so Pelican Rapids gives up quite a gash run there. Looking at the offense, the lineup offensively for OTC, they're bringing in quite a bit of experience from what I can see here. When you take a look at their two backs here, Bricker Blado and Mason Hammer, both seniors, both looking to be relied on heavily into this game, as Hammer's going to go ahead and get another carry inside the tackles, falls forward for looks like a gain of 4. So once again, second and manageable, 2nd and 6 here. Pelican Rapids looking to try and bend but not break. They're going to have to go ahead here and try and make a stand early in this game. In the center of the huddle is Jack Mickelson. He is giving the play call, the quarterback, the sheriff here out here for OTC. He's been able to rely on his back so far. Let's see where they go here with 2nd and 6. They're going to hand it off to Blado. Blado falls forward for another gain of about 4, maybe 5. It's going to be 3rd and very short here, 1 or 2. On the Pelican Rapids 41.5-yard line. The rain's still falling here in Pelican Rapids, as the fans still holding strong here as of now. You can see everyone shivering across the way, standing around. One of the perks of being the play-by-play guy, they put you in the booth, so nice and dry here, hanging out, watching a exciting first drive put together by OTC. Handoff here to Blado, or excuse me, that's Mason Hammer, and Hammer's going to drive his way through a host of Vikings, and after it's all said and done, they're going to put that ball right on the 40, as looks like you can hear the jarring from the OTC fan, the OTC faithful. Looks like that spot was really, really close, and nevertheless, even that spot looks like it's very close to a first down. No one's going to get a measurement, though. It's going to be 4th and maybe an inch here to start this one. Let's see what OTC draws up. Yep, they're just going to draw up a sneak here, push themselves forward for a few yards. That's Jack Mickelson, The 185-pound junior quarterback driving his way through the pile. Great work by the big boys up front there from OTC to win the battle at the line of scrimmage against these Pelican Rapids Vikings. The Vikings defensive front as of today is headed up here by number 83, Hunter Williams. The nose tackle in the center is number 70. That is Jarrett Stetz. And on the left side is 67, Justin Jacobson. Looks like they have a four-man front, four-man down. Looks like the other defensive end here, number 55, who was in pursuit there, is Ian Fay. Bricker Blado did try and stretch that out. That was the first time they went off tackle and actually stretched outside the tackles on a run here. And nothing doing. Looks like it was a no gain on first down. So it'll be 2nd and 10 here. OTC, all run plays so far on this rainy night in Pelican Rapids. Slowly working their way through this first quarter. What we have is 7:43. Trying to chew some clock, maybe end up with a score here. Let's see how they do on 2nd and 10. First time they might be in a situation where they're going to run it with Blado, and making a play in the backfield there is Justin Jacobson, number 67. So Blado is going to get wrapped up early. Looks like a great job by Jacobson to shoot the gap there and get his arms on Blado and wrap him up. Just like that. Couple nice stands by that defensive front of Pelican Rapids, and we have a 3rd and 13 here. We'll see what OTC tries to draw up now. They have not passed yet. It's been all run plays so far in this first drive, and I would run as well with the senior leadership they have in the backfield. Blado and Hammer been impressive to start. Let's see where they go. Play action pass. Rolling out to his right is Meckelson. He's going to find over the middle. Crosser attempt for Drew Johnson. That is going to end up being broken up by number 7, Jack Paulson, for Pelican Rapids. So Meckelson looking to get to Johnson, unable to connect. And it'll be 4th down and 12 on Pelican Rapids' 40-yard line. It is quite a ways to go, but they are in Pelican territory. So decision time for head coach Eric Olson of the OTC Bulldogs. And it looks like what they're going to do is they're going to send back number 5 to be their punter. That is Mason DeLugie. You can also see him as a split back and off outside linebacker, but he's going to take the role of punter here. Let's see what he does. End over end punt here, keeps on rolling, and it looks like it's going to make its way into the end zone for a touchback. So Pelican Rapids is going to take over here on the 20-yard line and see what they can do on their opening drive. No score early in this first quarter. 5:50 remaining on this clock. Let's see. Excuse me. Looks like we have just the production team. A little bit of a hiccup. Our team's clock does not nicely follow the scoreboard's clock, which it could one day, but one day we'll get there. 6:56 is remaining here in this first quarter. So 3-minute, 4-second drive there by Otter Tail Central comes up empty, and Pelican Rapids is going to try and get something started here on their own right, and not a great start here as Laundry comes out early, and that's going to be, looks like, a false start from the Vikings front here. It's going to send it back 5, so they're going to start their first drive here at 1st and 15 now on their own 15-yard line. Let's see what Coach Beachy draws up here early. He's going to give his play here to Timmy Guler, number 10, the quarterback for Pelican Rapids. Shotgun look right here. He is right behind him is number 22 here for Pelican. That is going to be Carter Johnson. He's going to get the carry here. And really great stop there by OTC. A host of OTC tacklers were able to get it done, but it looks like it was led there by number 61. That is the big guy inside, Declan Nelson, the defensive end. So it looks like we have 2nd and 13 here for Pelican Rapids as, once again, shotgun look. Couple guys in motion here for Pelican Rapids. And Guler takes a snap. Looks like he tries to get an option. Slippery ball. It's on the turf. And looks like a scrum for it. Let's see what they give. The ball is going to go to Pelican Rapids, able to jump on it again. So they say wind the clock and get it to Pelican. So a nightmare situation avoided as they're able to maintain possession, but they find themselves in another predicament here as they're going to have about 3rd and 20 deep in their own territory here for Pelican. And if you're Pelican Rapids, you're really going to want to try and potentially just gain some yardage here and play the field position game. It's going to be tough to get all 20 here on this play, and you're backed up in your own territory. Guler, back to pass, rolls out to his right, looking for somebody, 3 levels crossing, goes deep over the middle to number 83, and just outside of his outstretched arms, that is Hunter Williams, the tight end coming across on a deep crosser. That would have been enough for the first down, a 20-yard pass, and Guler put in a good spot high for the 6'3" Hunter Williams to make a play at it. Could not get it done, and it looks like they're going to be forced to punt here. It's going to be Guler who's going to do the honors here to get it back to the receivers. Receiving this punt for OTC is going to be number 22, Bricker Blado, as well as number 5, that is Mason DeLugie. DeLugie punts and receives punts. He'll call a fair catch right around midfield, and that's where OTC is going to try and set up their second drive. So OTC earlier on choosing to play the field position game when they punted in Pelican Rapids territory. It's going to pay off for them as they're going to get a ball right around midfield with a fresh set of downs and see if they can get something done here in this first quarter. Exciting to see a couple of our camera angles here in the works. I've been really excited to see what the video production crew here at Pelican Rapids can bring to you. So what you see as with a fresh set of downs, let's see what the junior is going to do. He's going to hand it off to Mason Hammer. Hammer's going to drive his way through. Wrapping him up there looks like Carter Johnson, as well as a host of tacklers, Justin Jacobson and number 57, Jarrett Stetz, or excuse me, that's Caden Holt, who's also in on the action there. I just want to give a quick shout out. This production here is brought to you by students at Pelican Rapids. So this is a great opportunity for students to learn more about the video production business and pastime. So I really appreciate the students who are able to work here under the direction of Mr. Kerry Haugrud. So we're really excited about how they're able to hone their skills and just help produce some content for Pelican Rapids. Bricker Blado's producing for Otter Tail Central as he's going to get tackled there by Carter Johnson, but not before he goes and gets 10 yards down to the Vikings 37. Great carry there from the senior Bricker Blado.
Stop made by 55, Ian Bay, and 22, Carter Johnson for Vikings.
Vikings been gashed a little bit by this very powerful front. You can see these big guys inside. They have great size for OTC. They're really physical. You can see all 11 guys inside the tackles here. They have no wideouts, and they just have Mason Hammer in there who's able to keep his feet. Great balance after evading one tackle, and he falls forward for a gain of 7. So OTC creeping in there. They're at Pelican Rapids 31-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 4 here.
Stopped by 57, Caden Holt, and 70, Jarrett Stetz. The 2nd and 4.
Pelican Rapids defense been bending a bit so far. They're hoping they do not break here. Let's see what Otter Tail Central. They're going to give it to Blado. Blado's going to fall forward to close to the first down. Actually give it to him. They'll move the chains here. That's going to go into the 26-yard line. Another nice run. That's a gain of 5. Good chunk plays from the two seniors, Blado and Hammer here. They've been kind of trading off back and forth. You can see OTC working out of a full house formation so far totally, and that's what their defense is as well. Traditionally in this area, you've seen a lot of power football, all as long as I can remember. You can see head coach Eli Beachy kind of likes to spread it out a little bit with his offense, but Otter Tail Central still enjoying the power football. That's some power football from the defensive front of Pelican Rapids as Hammer was able to try and break a couple tackles, but he got wrapped up by too many there as a couple guys flying into the pile, and that's going to be a gain of nothing. So it'll be 2nd and 10 here for OTC. Pelican Rapids again coming up with an early down play to potentially get themselves in a situation where they can get out of this deep territory situation they find themselves in. Conversing back there is the quarterback Mickelson, as well as Blado and Hammer. We'll see which one gets the give here this time. Oh, they're going to keep it with Mickelson. Mickelson's going to go ahead and fall forward for a gain of, it looks like, 2.
Just across the 25-yard line.
So it'll be at the 24, and it'll be 3rd and 8.
Stopped by 83, Hunter Williams, and 70, Jarrett Stets.
Credited for the tackle there is going to be Jarrett Stets, and Hunter Williams is the big boys inside here. Third and 9. Pelican Rapids looking for a stop. You can hear the Pelican Rapids faithful screaming, and Blado's going to get a toss play to the left, and he's going to fall forward for what looks like maybe a gain of 1, but it'll be 4th and 7. At this stage of the field position, it looks like I would expect them to go for it here. They are on Pelican Rapids' 22-yard line. Would be a 40-yard field goal, so it's not very often you see the average high school kicker hitting at 40 yards. So what we will see is the offense staying out here, as Mickelson's going to come out of the shotgun, though. This is the first time we see him out of the shotgun with twin backs. He's got Blado and Hammer beside him. Out wide is Drew Johnson in the slot, and you can see they're going to look towards Johnson over the middle of the field, and it's going to get intercepted by Carter Johnson in the end zone. Johnson versus Johnson, and Carter is going to go ahead and get that. Looks like Johnson got overthrown a little bit by Mickelson. So that throw ended up in there, and what happened was nothing more than what a turnover on downs would have been, actually. I think if you are Carter Johnson, you should know then that, even though you got the interception, you're going to get the ball about where you would have gotten it if it would have been knocked down anyway. But Vikings are happy to get the ball back. Timmy Guler here out of the shotgun here. Carter Johnson, the the tailback. They're going to give to Johnson. Johnson finds his way, scuttles forward, gets a first down here for Pelican Rapids. They're going to mark that right there just past the 30-yard line, so a 10-yard carry for Carter Johnson. As far as the Pelican Rapids Vikings are concerned, Carter Johnson definitely a person to, key player to look forward to for Pelican Rapids. He has about 300 yards in his first 4 games here with 4 touchdowns. He's averaging 8 yards per carry. And that ball's tipped by Otter Tail Central. Great play there. That was Hammer. That was Mason Hammer, yes, who was able to get a hand on it and deflect it. That pass was intended for Hunter Williams over the middle. Like I was mentioning, you're going to see a very different style of offense from Pelican Rapids and Otter Tail Central. Otter Tail Central working with the power full house set, whereas Pelican Rapids mostly is going to work out of the pistol, work out of the shotgun. Timmy Guler with a little option play decides to keep it, and he's going to stumble forward, falling forward for a gain of about 9, which is going to bring up a 2nd and 1 here. Looks like Guler and Johnson get the bulk of the touches here for Pelican Rapids. Carter Johnson with 37 attempts rushing. Timmy Guler, the quarterback, with 29, so he's just as well looking to keep it. And he's not afraid to throw either. Timmy Guler with 62 pass attempts, so about 15 attempts per game. And he has a completion percentage of about 60%. And Guler, speak of the devil, is going to run himself down to the 5-yard line of Otter Tail Central. Great pursuit by Blado to not let that get into the end zone here for Otter Tail Central. And Timmy Guler, though, with a huge chunk play for Pelican Rapids, something they've been looking for. Haven't had the ball for too much of this game. But when they just got it there, Guler's able to take advantage. So down here on the 5-yard line of Otter Tail Central, Pelican Rapids is going to have 1st and goal. Guler down here tight. Gives the ball to Johnson. You can see Guler favoring, and Johnson's going to push in and get into the end zone for a touchdown. Something to look at is, as you can see, Guler walking off the field favoring what looks like one of those legs. So we're going to see how he's able to feel after a bit of a break here, as OTC is going to get the ball back after this 2-point conversion. Definitely something to keep an eye on. Guler walking back into the huddle here. He'll jog back with a brace on his right leg, an injury he sustained a couple years ago, an ACL tear. I'm not sure if that's related at all to this little nagging injury, but definitely something to keep in mind if you're Pelican Rapids going forward in this one. Guler, empty set here. 5 wide. They're really going to spread it out and see what OTC is going to do about it. Guler with the quarterback draw, drives in, and he will get into the end zone for that 2-point conversion. So Guler's able to convert for the Vikings, and the Vikings are going to enjoy an 8-0 lead here early in that first quarter, as zeros, ended up on the clock at the end of that. So Vikings score right as the quarter ends. So the Vikings will have an 8-0 advantage here starting the second quarter. We did.
Yeah, we won 6-0.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, so 3-1.
Just do the hands up.
Yeah, see, the Tribune had it. It's a loss. Sports up had it. It's a loss.
Need to receive the kickoff for the Bulldogs, number 25, Tyler Christensen. Kicking off for Pelican Rapids, number 67, Justin Jacobson.
So Pelican Rapids coming off the touchdown here from Carter Johnson and 2-point conversion from Timmy Guler. We'll be kicking it off from left to right as the quarter did expire as he scored. Justin Jacobson will give it a boot. End over end kick here is going to get to the 10-yard line, and here comes Christensen, going to give it a whirl here, and he sees nobody until the 30-yard line. He saw a little bit of green here, which was exciting, but that is Tyler Christensen. The junior got tackled there at the 34. Good return from Otter Central, so they are going to look to reset, as Otter Central has controlled the ball for most, or they did control the ball for most of that first quarter, but they came up empty-handed. Whereas Pelican Rapids, with a big chunk play at the end there, was able to score and have a bit of an advantage here. So Mickelson looks to make something happen with his feet after he was flushed out of the pocket, but that's not enough, and that's going to be a sack there from Hunter Williams. Looks like Mickelson was looking for somewhere to go with that football, but didn't quite have anything, tried to extend the play, but Williams, while he is a big guy in there, he is a basketball player. He's a fast kid, so he was able to catch Mickelson from behind and take him down. So as I had mentioned before, talking about the records of these teams coming in, Pelican Rapids at 3-1. Their only loss coming to Barnesville. Whereas Otter Central here is coming into this game 4-0, as they had a tight win against Breckenridge, a convincing win against Pillager, a convincing win against Underwood, and a nice win over the larger Roseau, 27-6 last week. So that was a really good game for them. So they're coming into this game undefeated. We'll see how Pelican Rapids is going to respond and how these guys are going to continue. It's exciting to see two different styles of football brought forth here. But early in this drive, Otter Central has been looking to come out of the shotgun a little bit more. Holding it there is Mickelson. He's going to go and try and run up the left side, and he's going to get flushed out of bounds at about the 43-yard line.
That gain by the quarterback on the keeper out to the 42-yard line. The fourth and a long one, short two. Run out of bounds.
It's really exciting to see Otter Tail Central come in and win some games against bigger teams. You know, they are in single A here, an 11-man single A. They find themselves ranked 5th in the state, as according to the QRF rankings, and they've been able to win some games against bigger teams. They've won against Pillager, they've won against Roseau. Pelican Rapids here is in AA, the Section 8 AA, so it's been exciting. Justin Jacobson cuts through the line, almost got to Mickelson, but Mickelson was able to hand it off before then to Mason Hammer, and Mason Hammer drives forward, pushes a host of tacklers enough to get a first down for Otter Tail Central. It's going to be at the OTC 45-yard line is where they're going to set up shop for another set of downs. 1st and 10, Otter Tail Central. Once again, out of this little shotgun formation here, to his right is Hammer. Hammer does not get the carry. Instead, it's Mickelson, and Mickelson is going to find his way into Pelican Rapids territory at the 42-yard line. Nice run there. Nice little it could have been just a quarterback keep, all full design, but it was a really, really nice play action here, or a little bit of an option read by Mickelson, able to move the chains for Otter Tail Central yet again. So this is where Otter Tail Central has been. They've really controlled the ball, ran some really nice plays through Pelican Rapids defense, but some point in Pelican Rapids territory, the first 2 drives, Pelican was able to come up with a big play to stop the bleeding, and let's see what they can do here. Hand off to Hammer. Hammer keeps fighting through a host of Vikings tacklers. It looks like Guler along with number 70, that is, I believe, Jarrett Stetz, as well as Justin Jacobson working together to try and get Hammer down. I tell you what, Mason Hammer, clocking in here at 182 pounds, senior, he really looks bigger than that on the field. He looks like he could be 190, 195. Maybe he's been getting a couple extra meals here at lunch, getting seconds a couple times, because he looks like he's tough to bring down tonight. Snap out of the shotgun here. Run it with Mickelson. He's going to keep it this time, and he'll run forward for a gain of about 3. So it'll be 3rd and 6, it looks like, on Pelican Rapids' 38-yard line. And let's see what OTC can do here on a 3rd down, their 3rd down conversions. This is kind of that in-between range. They have not yet converted one here where it's 3rd and more than 5, so let's see what they can do. Looks like they are back into their full house setup with Blado back there next to Blado, the tailback, it's going to go to Hammer. It looks like we're going to have a reverse, but Justin Jacobson's going to scoop it up. Great pursuit by Jacobson to scoot through, and he's going to scoop and score there for Pelican Rapids as he spikes it in the end zone. I think that's going to end up being a piece of laundry from the officials. I'm not sure, but we'll see what happens. Justin Jacobson, though, whether or not that happened, super exciting play by him. Looks like Otter Tail Central tried to start up a little bit of a reverse action there. And Jacobson had it snuffed out. Looks like all that film he was watching in math class paid off. I was trying to, if you don't know, I'm a math teacher here at Pelican Rapids. I have Jacobson in class, and once in a while when he's supposed to be doing homework, he might be looking at a little bit of film, but if he gets his homework done, I usually let it slide a little bit, and he was able to make a very heads-up play there and a great athletic play to continue for the touchdown. Timmy Guler going to take the snap here for the 2-point conversion. Looks like they're going to shovel it up here to number 8. That is Peyton Blakeway, and he's going to run it up and not convert. So tried a little bit of a fancy play there instead of going between the tackles like they had done most of those plays. 14-0. Pelican Rapids still enjoying this lead here with 7:50 remaining here in the second quarter. You can see now as Pelican Rapids made that score, looks like the rain restarted here in Pelican Rapids. The umbrellas are starting to come back out, and for Pelican Rapids, it's rain and touchdowns. They have 2 in the last 4 minutes here. 14-0. They're enjoying a bit of a lead. And so if you're Otter Tail Central, it's super frustrating because they have really controlled a lot of the possessions here for the majority of the game. So we'll see what head coach Eric Olson is able to draw up here for his boys as they're going to try and rally. This team, no doubt about it, they are going to find a couple things to get themselves back into this game. Coming here at 4-0, they've faced some serious adversity, playing already some really tough opponents of Breckenridge and Roseau, and really taking it to Roseau too, which I know Roseau in the past hasn't had the strongest of football programs, but even with the size of a 3A team, you know they're going to have some numbers that Battle Lake and Henning sure aren't going to have here. But let's see who's going to take the kickoff here. This time kicking off for Pelican is Carter Johnson. Bit of a slippery ball here. Johnson hits a bit of a pooch kick, kind of down at the 30-yard line, and able to jump on top of that is OTC. There was a minute there where people were gasping a little bit. That ball was loose for a second, but OTC able to corral it. No problem there. And let's see what Otter Tail Central can do. Once again, they have dominated the time of possession here in the early goings of this one. We'll see if they decide to go back to their full house setup or if they look to do some more of that pistol. Looks like they're going to go back to the full house. Blado, the tailback, right next to the fullback there. Hammer. They're going to give it to Blado. Blado runs straight through, and he catches a couple Vikings. Wrapped up there. Nice initial tackle by Caden Ditburner. And he was assisted on that tackle by what looks like Carter Johnson, also there for the tackle, but second and 7. Blado, even after the nice play from Pelican, was able to fall forward for 3 yards. It looks like they're going to go back to this shotgun look. Going out to the outside. Really nice throw, really nice catch there by Mason DeLugie. Good looking throw in the rain there from Otter Tail Central. They did trips left, but they ended up going right there to the weak side, and they were able to move the chains here and get it up to Pelican Rapids 40. Excuse me, they're still on their own 40, and here they come out of the huddle. Let's see. It's been 2 very clearly different formations for Otter Tail Central. They got the shotgun look where they're looking to air it out a little bit. They're going to go back to the shotgun. Trips left again, looking on the left side at the bottom of your screen is Drew Johnson. He's going to roll this way here, looking to throw now to the short route by Blado, and Blado is going to get overthrown. And that'll be 2nd and 10 here for the Bulldogs. It's got to be pretty chilly there for the student section down in the stands for Pelican Rapids. You can see a host of umbrellas. Of course, high school kids, being unprepared as they are, have no umbrellas, and they are shivering right now with their hoods up. They're still the faithful here, though. You can see across the way a lot of visiting fans, home fans alike, sitting through this, watching this great battle of football, and we're in the second quarter. Back to the full house. They hand off Blado. Blado keeps scooting forward, breaks a couple tackles in the rain, and is able to fall forward for a gain of about 13 there, as he's able to move the chains on 2nd and 10. Really, really strong running from Bricker Blado as he's able to make it into the second level. That's going to move it also into Pelican Rapids territory at the 47-yard line. After the full house, now they're back into that shotgun look. Hammer right beside Meckelson, who takes a snap. Handoff Hammer, and he falls forward for a gain of about 1, maybe 2. And it looks like there was a lineman slow to get up for Otter Tail Central. That was Lane Dilly holding his ankle there, but he's able to get up quickly. That's the center here. Looks like he's fixing his shoe, but really showing some toughness now. Looks like he wants to stay into this game. The senior really making sure that it's an important time for Otter Tail Central. They really could use a score here before halftime, and this might be the drive to do it on. 2nd and 8. Otter Tail Central, once again, out of their trips left package here. He's going to go ahead and pass. Crosser over the middle. Bricker, Blado. Blado makes a catch, turns upfield down the middle. Almost able to break it loose to the end zone, but instead it's going to be tackled by the last man for Pelican Rapids. That's Trayvon Benson, able to make a touchdown-saving tackle. But great little slant route there from Blado, able to get some space and able to make a couple guys miss as he zoomed through the Pelican Rapids secondary, found himself down to Pelican Rapids' 12-yard line. That was a gain of 35 for Otter Tail Central. Big chunk play, the kind of play they needed here to get some momentum really, really going. Bulldogs back in that full house. They got one man up north or up top of your screen. They're going to go ahead and hand it off here to Hammer. Hammer's going to keep driving, and after it's all said and done, it looks like he's going to get about 5 yards. So get him down to the Pelican Rapids 8. Check that. Gain of 4. Looks like it'll be about 2nd and 6. As the rain really starting to come down here on homecoming night for Pelican Rapids. So Otter Tail Central looking to spoil that homecoming. Great shot there of the Vikings defensive front. They're looking at a spot where they would really love to come up with a stop. OTC is going to come back into their full house. Looks like they get in that red zone. Maybe they're looking to decide to drive it right down the throat of Pelican Rapids, but Blado's going to bounce it to the outside, still making guys miss, and he's able to sneak inside the pylon. Touchdown, Otter Tail Central. Bricker Blado, count him for 6 points. And you can hear the Otter Tail Central faithful in the rain with the umbrellas cheering on. Great looking run there as Bricker Blado was able to bounce it to the outside. And we'll see what Otter Tail Central decides to do here for a 2-point conversion. You see the Vikings defensive front there. That's the kind of camera angle we're looking to incorporate here. Really exciting. You can see that pylon cam right down the line as it's going to be front versus front. Let's see which defensive line wants to make a play better. But they're going to toss it to DeLugie on the outside, and great pursuit there by number 4. That is Caden Ditburner. So Caden is able to make the tackle here, the junior for Pelican Rapids, and that's going to stop OTC from getting their 2-point conversion. So now mark it 14-6. Otter Tail Central is going to be trailing in this one.
The people involved in the halftime presentation of the homecoming court and the Hall of Fame members should report to the northwest corner of the field at this time.
The kickoff is going to be underway. It's going to go to number 6 for Pelican Rapids, and that's Peyton Blakeway, number 8, and he sees a bit of green there and gets it up to the 40-yard line of Pelican Rapids. So nice little return there from Blakeway.
From his own 14,
And Pelican Rapids is going to try and keep the momentum going on their offensive side of the ball. Their offense hasn't seen the field recently after Justin Jacobson's scoop and score touchdown. If you're just joining us, what a great play by Jacobson to get a score for the Vikings on the defensive end. So if you're the Vikings offense, you haven't seen the field very much of these first 24 minutes, but with 4 minutes left to go and ticking here in this second quarter, let's see what Pelican Rapids wants to do. Pelican really spreading it out here. They have 3-man left, 2 right. Guler alone in an empty shotgun set. Guler looking to pass, nothing doing. He's flushed out of the pocket, throws it over the middle to Blakeway, and it looks like Blakeway is not able to corral it. And so that incompletion is going to bring up 2nd and 10. We have mentioned, haven't had much time to talk about the Pelican Rapids Vikings, but Pelican Rapids certainly not unwilling to throw the ball. Guler has made, before this game coming in, he has made 62 pass attempts, completed 39 of them, so he has a completion percentage of above 60%. And in those passes, he has 637 yards, so he is averaging over 10 yards per attempt with 6 passing touchdowns. So Guler loves to pass, but he also likes to run. As he's able to keep the ball there in a triple option look, he decides to keep it himself, turns up the field on the left side, and that's a 20-something yard run, chunk play from Pelican. It's going to put them down into the Otter Tail Central territory, and that will be 1st and 10 at Otter Tail's 38. Guler, a little bit of a pistol, kind of a short shotgun with Carter Johnson behind him. Blakeway is going to get the toss coming across. He's going to cut up the field here. A lot of running, but there's going to be a flag thrown in the backfield. I'm expecting that to be coming back. We'll see what the call is here. Looks like it's in the area of holding on Pelican Rapids, so we'll have to take a peek at what they call. You can see Caden Ditburner down there with his arms up in the air saying, whoa, what happened? What did I do? What? So we'll see what they call here. They're going to mark it back here at the 42-yard line, and it will be illegal block in the back, not holding. So the illegal block in the back will happen at Pelican Rapids 42. We're going to tack on 10 yards from that. So that's going to run it all the way back. That is a substantial penalty because that occurred in the backfield. And so with that occurring in the backfield, it's going to be 1st and 23 for Pelican Rapids. It's going to be a lot of yards they're going to have to try and make up here on 3 downs or 3, potentially 4 downs going forward. They're going to try and get some of it back here on 1st and 23. Guler, low snap, able to corral it. He's going to roll out to his left. Looks to throw. He's going to go deep for Blakeway down the field, and it's caught by Blakeway. He turns up the field and scores for Pelican Rapids. And just like that, with a 1st and 23, Guler says, let's get it all back and then some on the first play. Great throw, great catch in the rain by Blakeway, and he's able to finish the job and get into the end zone here for Pelican Rapids. 20-6 now. They're enjoying this lead. We'll see what they decide to do. If they decide to go for 2, and they will. So we'll take a peek what kind of option they're doing here. But the big plays for Pelican Rapids have been evident. You can see again, they are going to lose. I have a feeling they're going to lose the time of possession battle here tonight. But what they have brought so far is some really, really greatly executed plays. This is not greatly executed at all, as Guler, they fumbled the snap, fumbled the handoff. Guler still picked it up, tried to get to the left pylon, but he was wrapped up by the Bulldogs before he was able to make it into the end zone. So that was not converted, and the Vikings will be stuck at 20-6, Pelican Rapids, with 3:10 remaining in this second quarter of action. the student section getting excited here from that. After that big score, you can hear it on homecoming. There has been a plethora of events that have gotten the students really excited for it all to cap off tonight. And of course, it's in a rainy situation. Looks like the students are still in high spirits. There is going to be a halftime ceremony of some sort to celebrate both the homecoming royalty and hopefully have some kind of game here for the kids as well. As you can see there, it's all excitement there from the Vikings sideline with our camera. This camera crew really doing their best. You know, all you can see is the camera shot that's a little shaky, but what I see is 3 guys walking side by side. One guy is got a towel in hand trying to keep the lens clean. Another guy holding an umbrella for the guy who's holding the camera down there on this cold, windy night. So we really thank the Pelican Rapids production team made up of all students under the direction of Mr. Kerry Helgrud, as Justin Jacobson is going to kick off for the Vikings. Nice kick, hits the helmet there of a Bulldog, and it's going to be picked up by number 25. That is Tyler Christensen, and unfortunately he's unable to keep his footing. Looks very, very slick out there on this grass, and he is going to be trip over his own feet or slide on this grass. And so Otter Tail Central is going to take over at their own, looks like about 10-yard line. Actually, check that. Looks like it's going to be about the 12. So let's see if Otter Tail Central can make anything happen. They got 3 minutes and 6 seconds to try and make something happen before halftime. Facing a 14-point deficit, nothing they cannot get out of. But we'll see what their offense decides to do. They stay in this full house set. Play action pass, straight drop. They find Drew Johnson wide open. He tiptoes the sideline, and frustration there from Johnson is what a great play by Otter Tail Central, but he was right along the sideline, unable to turn up, and if he would have turned up the field, he very potentially could have made that an even bigger gain than what it already was, which was a gain of about 27 out to 25. Check that, out to the 37-yard line of Otter Tail Central. So out of that full house set, that was a play action straight drop. That's the first time I've seen a deep pass out of that full house. Hammer's going to get the handoff. Excuse me, check that. It's Blado who's going to get the handoff here for Otter Tail Central. And it's up to the 40-yard line. And tackled by a host of Vikings in the middle of the field. It'll be second and about 7. With 2:37 in this one, this second quarter of action. And Pelican Rapids is going to try and make a final stand here before the end of the half. A little bit of a 2-minute drill we're going to be entering here for the Bulldogs. They have to go get 60 yards before this halftime horn sounds. Straight drop. What a ball. Really great spiral, but it went a little bit long. I tell you what, Meckelson with just a beautiful spiral over the middle of the field, but it's not going to be converted, as it looks like it soared a little bit past the Delugi, the intended receiver, over the middle of the field, who was running a post route. It's been exciting to see both of these teams. It looks like we got a couple quarterbacks who are very capable, have some capable arms, who have been not afraid to try and, I was going to say space the floor as if I was a basketball player, but not afraid to air it out. Full house set again for Otter Tail Central. Takes a snap, play action, rolling out to the right. Looks like he's going to try and keep it. He cuts back up the field, makes a man miss, and he's going to go ahead and slide forward to about the 50-yard line. Looks like he might have caught a bit of helmet there. The Pelican Rapids defender might have snatched his helmet as he went to the ground. Could not quite see from here, but there's no complaints from the quarterback, and there's no complaints from anyone here in the stand. So nothing too bad here. Just first and 10 at midfield as Otter Tail Central is going to pick up a little bit of the pace with 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. They come set. Right on color. He fakes the pitch, rolls out to his right, looks to throw over the middle of the field. It's overthrown looking for DeLugie, and it's over the top of Mason, so he's not able to make a play there.
Second and 10 for the Bulldogs from midfield.
And so the Bulldogs will have the clock stop on that incompletion. So they're sitting with about 87 seconds in this first half. 50 yards to go. They're down here at midfield. And we'll see what they decide to do. First time out of the shotgun this drive. They're going to set up a screen pass. Screen pass to Hammer. Hammer has blockers in front of him. Stiff arms a man here at the 40 and moves on up to somewhere around the 30. We'll spot it at the 31-yard line. So really great play there. Gain of 19. Well-executed screen pass from Otter Tail Central. Clock continues to... No, excuse me. He got out of bounds. So clock is stopped here at 1 minute and 17 seconds. Plenty of time on the clock here for Otter Tail Central as they're going to continue here to just execute their offense, make some plays. We'll see what they do here. They're going to hand it off inside to Blado. Blado falls forward to get about back to the original line of scrimmage. He will count it as a gain of 0. No gain there for Otter Tail Central, and that's going to force Otter Tail Central to call their first timeout of this first half. So that's the first timeout we've seen from either squad. So we got a couple more timeouts left and 70 seconds to work through this end of the first half. If you're just joining us, really great scoring affair here. Pelican Rapids has been fortunate to have a couple very nice chunk plays as well as a scoop and score, kind of an interception, but I think it'll go in the books as a strip and recovery of a fumble and score from Justin Jacobson for a 70-yard play. Really exciting defensive play for Pelican Rapids. That is one of those difference makers that makes this game right now 20-6. Otherwise, it's been a great amount of time of possession had from the Otter Tail Central offense as they've continued to really run it very, very strongly with their two senior backs, both Mason Hammer and Bricker Blado. And so Otter Tail Central is looking to try and make this a one-score game before the end of the quarter. That clock that you see is not what this what the time on the clock is. The time on the clock is 1 minute and 10 seconds. The clock is stopped right now coming off of the timeout, and here go the Bulldogs. Pump fake there. They're going to set up a little bit of a screen across the middle of the field. It's going to be a nice catch there. Looked like a little bit of a crosser that turned into a semi-screen from Otter Tail Central. Making that catch was Owen Bueller with his first touch of the evening. And so Owen Bueller, the senior wide receiver, able to make a nice play crossing from left to right on the field, turning up, getting about 8 yards. 3rd and 2 coming up here for Otter Tail Central with a stop clock. Great job by Bueller to also get out of bounds for Otter Tail Central. 3rd and 2. They need to make sure they convert on the first down, and they will hand it right up the middle to Jack Hammer. Excuse me. They'll hand it up to Mason Hammer. He's been acting like a jackhammer all game. I tell you what, he's been running right up the middle of this Pelican Rapids defense. Every single time he gets the ball, it takes about 3 guys to bring him down, and he's able to get a first down for Otter Tail Central. Rolling out now here is Meckelson. He's going to pass it up to Blado. Blado's going to try and turn up the field, and he's met there by Guler, but not before Blado's able to move it up about a 6-yard gain. And they're going to wind the clock there. Apparently they say he was tackled inbounds, which is going to trigger a timeout from the Otter Tail Central Bulldogs. Eric Olson, the head coach of Otter Tail Central, is going to take a timeout here So both teams go to their sidelines and try and figure out what they're going to do. You can see right there, head coach Eli Beachy, assisted down there by a host of coaches. Eli Beachy is assisted by Cody Schaefer, Chris Hacker, Hayden Sturdivant, Ryan Beachy, his father, and Mitch Verdorn. On the Otter Tail Central side, they are coached by Eric Olson, and he is assisted by Ryan Emter, Dana Dam, Joe Moberg, and Hunter Hagenmiller. So 35 seconds on the scoreboard here for Otter Tail Central as their offense is going to run back out on the field, facing what is a 2nd and about 6. Looks like Meckelson is going to come out of the shotgun with Mason Hammer beside. He's on the left. It's Trips right. Top of your screen is Drew Johnson as well as Bricker Blado in the slot. They're going to throw it to the right side, though, to the tailback by Hammer. Really nice throw and catch by their big tailback, and he's going to convert a first down for Otter Tail Central, and that is going to be, the clock is going to run. For a second there, they stopped the clock, but then they reset at 22 and counting here. Otter Tail Central going to have to execute this play on first down and goal. Flushed out of the pocket is going to be Meckelson. He's going to throw it into the end zone. It's going to be caught. Touchdown, Otter Tail Central. There is a flag on the play. So we'll check and see what the flag is. It's going to be holding against Otter Tail Central. So that really great catch in the corner there by Owen Bueller is going to be all for naught from that holding penalty from the Otter Tail Central front. So they're going to walk it back here to what looks like the 20-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 20 with 10 seconds remaining here in this first half. Otter Tail Central does have 1 timeout, so potentially they have 2 plays here to work with. They could try and do something over the middle if they're ready to take a timeout immediately. We'll see what head coach Eric Olson draws up for the Bulldogs. Out of the shotgun, Trips right, Blado, Johnson, and Bueller on the right side. Flushed out of the pocket there is Meckelson. He's going to go ahead and run it, and he is tackled there with 3 seconds left, but not before. So timeout called with 2.1 on the scoreboard. Good execution by Meckelson to get on the ground in time in order for Eric Olson, the coach of Otter Tail Central, to call a timeout. They will have 1 play left from the 11-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and goal, but it may as well be 4th and goal because this is going to be the last play of the first half. And if it is the last play, if you're head coach Eric Olson, you may as well talk it over, figure out what's going on here. So, and for the Pelican Rapids side, you can see head coach Eli Beachy talking to his team, as well as his father Ryan Beachy. Those coaches really coaching up, making sure that they execute this final play of the first half. They do not want to give up a final score here to bring it to potentially a 1-score game. As right now Pelican does enjoy a 14-point lead. They want to keep it that way. So they'll get their water. They'll talk it over. They'll make sure they are going to execute their assignment, execute their responsibility to finish off this first half right. Otter Tail Central is going to take the snap from the right hash. They're going to send 3 guys out to the left. At the bottom of your screen is Bueller. In the slot is Johnson, and also next to him is Blado. Looking to the right, throwing to the right, over there for looking to connect with Mason DeLugi. Meckelson is not able to as he airmails him over the back of the end zone, and that will be halftime here in Pelican Rapids. The score at half is 20-6. The home team on the scoreboard, the Pelican Rapids Vikings, have an advantage here. There is a 15-minute break for halftime as Otter Tail Central is going to go ahead and run into the run into the bus and try and get some dry, or right next to their bus, and Pelican Rapids is going to go into the shed and try and get a little dry, get a little bit warmer. With this, we are going to take a break while they announce all the homecoming royalty here in Pelican Rapids.
Dylan Woodlane, daughter of Kate and Josh. Kira Johnson, daughter of Andrea Hart and Eric Johnson. Both girls will be escorted by Miguel Torres, son of Melissa and Miguel Torres. Your sophomore court, Grace Backstrom, daughter of Amanda and Kevin, escorted by Benny Ecker, son of Nicole and Brian. Kaylee Zavala, daughter of Maria and Ruben Zavala, escorted by Lucas Redor, son of Sherry and Mitch. The junior court, Susana Coronado, daughter of Dora and Joe, escorted by Braden Weiss, son of Sarah and Mike. Eva Simpson, daughter of Judy and Sean, escorted by Tristan Lambert, son of Sarah Schwartz and Troy McNeil. Your senior candidates: Lexi Pixley, daughter of Jenna and Rodolfo Nava, escorted by Parker Sanchez, son of Erica Sanchez and Fred Sanchez. And Zoe Picala, daughter of Gloria and Lee, escorted by Lee Stevens, son of Heidi and Brett. And our king and queen, Kelsey Eisman, daughter of Heidi and Jesse, escorted by Ian Kay, who's the son of Jessica and Jason. Congratulations to all members of the homecoming court. Let's give them a big hand. Social studies teacher at the high school for 32 years. Jim Fletcher, art instructor for 32 years. From the elementary staff, Ellen Grothy, 36 years as our teacher. And John McMillan, elementary teacher for 33 years. Give these teachers a big hand. Of our school and activities. Next we have Brad Milbeck, a two-sport athlete at Pelican Rapids who played football and track. After a highly successful career for the Vikings, Brad made history as an All-American at Morgan State University in the early 1980s. Our next inductee is Kenneth Schultz. He was a two-sport athlete at Pelican Rapids High School. He was also co-valedictorian at graduation. He was the first 1,000-point scorer in basketball and was all-star on the football field. He went on to play for the Minnesota Gophers from 55 to 58, where he was also a All-Big Ten player. The final inductee for the Hall of Fame class is the 68-69 boys basketball team. Back in the one-class basketball system, the 69 team finished with an undefeated record during the regular season. And in the playoffs, beat Detroit Lakes and Moorhead. They went on to win the District 23 title and then made it to the region finals, where they lost in double overtime. John Evenson, John Thompson, Tom Raleigh, John Martin, Charlie Nord, Paul Swan, Dale Robley, Dan Amundsen, Ron Grimstead, and Dan Ellison. Managers were Lonnie Heltman, Ron Erickson, George McCoy, and Dave Martin. Again, we'd like to congratulate this year's honor roll and Hall of Fame inductees. October 14th, the Pelican Rapids football program will be honoring the 1994 state football championship team. There will be a halftime introduction of the team, followed by an autograph session and a recognition ceremony at the high school after the game. On that should read the 1997 team.
How many of those you got? 2? I'm ready when you are. All right, welcome back here to what is about to be the second half of action. Let's wipe the towel off of this camera. The rain has stopped. Hopefully it stops for good here as we can really take advantage of seeing under the lights football here for this second half of action. Pelican Rapids, Otter Central. Pelican Rapids has a 20-6 lead here as we're about to start second half, and they will receive the second half kickoff. If you're just joining us here, I am Logan Orr, joined by the production team of Mr. Kerry Haugrud and the student-led video production team here. So we're really excited to bring you this second half of action of Minnesota football here under the lights. Something you really recognize as this second half gets underway is it goes from sunset to twilight to now the full darkness has shrouded over this field, and these super bright lights here at Chauncey Martin Field in Pelican Rapids have shone brightly to see the team in black, the Pelican Rapids Vikings, continue to try and hold their lead against the team in white and red, the Otter Central Bulldogs. If you did not catch the first half's action, super exciting plays left and right for both Pelican Rapids and Otter Central. The scoring report was 3 touchdowns scored, 1 by Timmy Guler, 1 by Peyton Blakeway on a pass from Timmy Guler, and also 1 score came from Carter Johnson. If you are an Otter Central fan, we appreciate you coming in and viewing this tonight. 1 touchdown, that solo touchdown came from Bricker Blado halfway through the second half. So Otter Central is going to kick this off here to start off this second half. Kicking it off for Otter Central is number 56. That is Lane Dilly, also playing center for. So the center also playing kicker on those kickoffs, and it's going to get covered up by Pelican Rapids. Not much of a return, but they're able to get on top of it at their 33-yard line where they will start their action. And here comes Timmy Guler and the Pelican Rapids Vikings. The Vikings coming into this game with a 3-1 record, facing the Otter Central Bulldogs, who have a 4-0 record. Otter Central, per the QRF ranking, is ranked 5th right now after some really, really convincing wins against some bigger opponents. So really exciting team, really, really good teams on both sides of the ball, and it is going to be a serious test for whichever team's going to come out on top. Timmy Guler tries to work over to the left side, nothing doing. Great pursuit by the Bulldogs over there on the left, so he's going to get tackled for a loss, it looks like. Maybe they'll give him right back to the original line of scrimmage. But a little bit of, you can see a bit of freshness in the eyes and spirits of both teams here. Really great pursuit to the sideline from Otter Central. Guler's going to roll out to his right, looking to pass, flush pretty heavily, finds Blakeway, does Guler for a 15-yard connection. I tell you what, Timmy Guler pulled a successful play out of what looked like a super unorganized pocket back there. Great pursuit from the linemen of Otter Central as they were trying to flush Guler and get him down for the sack, but Guler's able to make something out of nothing, and it's around midfield here for Pelican Rapids. They're going to work it, little shovel pass there to Hunter Williams, and Williams is going to run forward for 5 yards, but there is a flag here in the background. There's a few pieces of laundry down, and we'll wait and see what the call is. You can see number 67, Justin Jacobson, the guard for Pelican Rapids, holding his hands up saying what happened, and what happened was a holding on Pelican Rapids, and they're going to call that holding right at the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 1st and 20 now for Pelican Rapids from their own 37. They say wind the clock, and we are winding 10:51 and counting here for in this third quarter of action. Really, really exciting to see that the rain has stopped. We'll see how that affects the play calling and the players here in this third quarter, and we'll see if the rain is done for the rest of the night or if it's going to come back. Guler able to try and make a positive play out of what looked like a potential sack, but not before there's another piece of laundry on the gridiron here. Let's see what this call is. They're going to ask, looks like it was a holding here from on Pelican Rapids. They're going to ask ask the sideline of Otter Tail Central of Eric Olson, say, do you want it? And he says, absolutely, I want it. Looks like they're going to walk it back even further. Let's see what they do here. It's another holding call on Pelican Rapids, but this one came deeper into the backfield, so they're going to spot that at the 25-yard line. And so this is going to be, wow, I'm a math teacher, but even I'm having a hard time with this one. 1st and 33 for Pelican Rapids. Quite the hole they put themselves in here. Let's see what they decide to do on first down. Looks like an option play. Guler's going to keep it. He finds the space into the second level and falls forward to about the 39-yard line. So gain of 14, which is not quite halfway there. Gain of 13 is going to get them to about a 2nd and 20 on their own 38-yard line. Good chunk. Guler's going to need to get 2 more chunks just like that in order to convert this first down. He's going to take the snap. Going to hand it off to Carter Johnson, who tries to get outside, and he's going to fall on his own. He's going to slip on this wet grass here tonight. And so that slip is going to come after he gains about 4 yards or 5 yards. So it'll be 3rd and 15 or 16. We'll see how aggressive head coach of the Pelican Rapids Vikings, Eli Beachy, decides to get with the play calling. They're going to spread it out 5 wide here. We'll see what Guler decides to do. Empty set, straight drop, looks left, passes left, finds Carter Johnson at the original line of scrimmage. He turns up and falls forward for another nice gain of about 10. It's not going to be enough to get the first down, but what it is going to do is going to be decision time here for Pelican Rapids as they are on their Otter Tail Central 47-yard line, and they have 5 yards to go here before they potentially could convert this first down. They're going to keep the offense on the field. Guler in the pistol setup with Johnson behind him. He's going to take the snap. Little option look. Guler's going to keep it. He scoots up and is able to convert the first down. 40 on the... He's able to sneak onto the Otter Tail Central 40-yard line, and that's going to be enough for the first down after being at 1st and 33. 4 plays, they were able to get 35. That's enough to keep this drive alive for Pelican Rapids. Guler rolling out to the right, finds Hunter Williams down at the 20-yard line. 20-yard gain for Pelican Rapids. What a play by Guler. Really great throw and nice catch by Williams. I'm sure the receivers and quarterback is really, really enjoying a dry football to play with here as this third quarter has just started. 8:20 remaining in this third quarter. Pelican Rapids driving. Guler, pistol formation, straight handoff. No, he's going to keep it himself. To the left side, cuts back to the right, and scoots through, breaks a tackle, and scores into the end zone. Impressive run from Timmy Guler as he's able to convert for a touchdown, making the score 26-6 Pelican Rapids. A convincing start to this third quarter from these Vikings, and we'll see what they decide to do here on the 2-point conversion. Tell you what, Timmy Guler right there, great read on that option. I thought he was going to hand it off to Carter Johnson there, but what he did is he tucked it, went to the left, found himself scooting back to the right, and really, really looking speedy around all of these potential tacklers of Otter Tail Central. Really impressive running there from the quarterback, Timmy Guler. 2-point conversion. Guler's going to run about the same play as he finds himself wrapped up in the backfield, though. Great wrap up there by number 63 from Otter Tail Central. He's able to keep Pelican Rapids out of the end zone. That's Vinny Boyum, the Vinny Boyum is a junior defensive end, and that was a nice play by him to keep Pelican Rapids from converting the 2-point conversion. So just like that, Pelican Rapids now has a 20-point lead with a very nice scoring drive of 3 minutes and 55 seconds. 8:05 remaining in this third quarter of action. And the Otter Tail Central Bulldogs are going to try and answer with their own first drive of the second half coming up. This is turning into a pleasant night. The faithful fans who made it through the rainstorm, I think, are going to find clear sailing the rest of the way based on the way this feels. You can see a nice visiting crowd across the way for the Otter Tail Central Bulldogs, and a really nice showing in the stands here for Pelican Rapids after toughing out this really heavy rain we had in the second quarter that these boys played through. So we'll see what Otter Tail Central is going to have to do as this game goes on. It looks like they're going to have to air it out and get some big chunk plays. So having a dry condition for them is going to be really, really helpful going forward. Jacobson with a nice boot. End-over-end kick is going to be fielded at the 15 there. That's going to be fielded by number 11, Chris Froning. And the junior's able to advance it up to the 23. So that's where the Otter Tail Bulldogs, led by Jack Mickelson, the quarterback, will take over to set up shop. For Otter Tail Central, it's really been a game of power football with a little sprinkle of some nice passing plays by Mickelson, but really the highlight of the first half was the running back duo of both Bricker Blado and Mason Hammer. You can see 22-23 in the backfield right now for Otter Tail Central. They've been getting the majority of the load here. Let's see what they do on first down. Looks like they're going to hand it off to Hammer, but Hammer's going to get met immediately in the backfield by Justin Jacobson, who's been playing tremendously well here in this game. He already has a recovered fumble and score. Also coming up here to make that tackle was Caden Holt, the inside linebacker, both 57 and 67. Really athletic plays there from the linebacker and the lineman of Pelican Rapids. 2nd and 10, handoff. This is going to go to Bricker Blado this time. That is still Mason Hammer, and he is going to run over number 22, who's able to drag him down. That is Carter Johnson, and that's not after Hammer falls forward for a gain of about 5. So it'll be about 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6 here for Otter Tail Central in their own territory. Going to be really, really important for them to try and convert this 3rd down because it is that kind of territory where it's probably not 4-down territory at this stage of the game. So let's see what they can do. They're going to stay in this full house set. Their first 2 plays were there. They're going to do it again. Handoff, Hammer. Hammer's going to drive forward for a gain of a couple, but yeah, he'll be stopped at the 32-yard line, which is going to be not enough for the first down. So you can see the 4th down signal coming up from the official. It's going to be about 4th and 3. We'll see what they decide to do. It looks like they're going to change a couple men. I wonder if that's going to be punting formation for the Bulldogs. And if they do not punt, you can hear the Pelican Rapids fans starting to make a little bit of a noise. And no, they are going to leave the offense on the field. They're going to be in this full house set here. Eric Olson, the head coach for Otter Tail, rolling the dice early. Play action. It's going to be Mickelson. He's got an open man deep down the middle. The intended receiver was Bueller, and the pass is incomplete. Mickelson had a couple receivers over there. One was a little bit further past the chains. That was Bueller. That's who Mickelson decided to go to. There was a shorter man right around the chains. That was Hammer. Mickelson decided to try and get that deeper shot, but that's an incompletion, and Pelican Rapids now has an opportunity here, getting the ball turned over on downs in Otter Tail Central territory, 32 That's the 32-yard line that they're going to start from. So Timmy Guler with Carter Johnson to his left. Trips left for Pelican Rapids. One man on the bottom of your screen. That is Hunter Williams. Guler's going to keep it himself. Quarterback draw. Moving on the right side. He breaks a tackle again. Stays on his feet. 10, 5. Falls into the end zone for a touchdown. Pelican Rapids. Timmy Guler playing with some extra spice tonight as he is able to find the end zone again for the Vikings. And just like that, the score is going to be 32-6, and Pelican Rapids is going to set up here for a 2-point conversion. 2-point conversion try here for Pelican Rapids. Guler decides to hand it off to Johnson. Johnson falls forward, but not enough, as Otter Tail Central makes a bit of a stand there to keep them out of the end zone for the 2-point try. And so it is 32-6. Despite getting that 2-point conversion, Pelican Rapids faithful and the players are amped up after that beautiful run there from Timmy Guler. There is 5 minutes and 38 seconds remaining in this third quarter of play. This is homecoming night here in Pelican Rapids, a week full of festivities, all capped off by today. A parade, a pep rally for both the elementary school and the high school, all to be capped off with a tailgate party, and now the football game tonight, finishing off this game. So, finishing off this nice week of homecoming activities for Pelican Rapids.
Pelican Rapids kicking off on the kickoff 67, Justin Jacobson. Otter Tail Central
Jacobson is going to once again take these kickoff duties for Pelican Rapids. Pelican, a couple quick scores here in the first half after what seemed like a couple quick touchdowns here in this second half, which after it seemed like in the first half Otter Tail Central was really dominating the time of possession and the ball for most of this game. Nice scoop up there on the reception there across the field by number 89 for that's Braden Roysum for Otter Tail Central. The freshman was able to snatch it up and run it back to the 36-yard line. So Otter Tail Central going to take over there. For Otter Tail Central, desperately in need of an answer here. They need to stop the bleeding as they have given up 12 unanswered points here early in this second half of work. Looks like they're going to stay now in a shotgun. No, excuse me. They're back in the full house with one receiver at the bottom of your screen. That is Christensen. They're going to hand it off. Bricker Blado. Blado has a hole, gets past the second level, and is going to come to a stop. Only had one man to beat, but looks like he got tripped up there before he was able to bring it completely loose. Regardless, beautiful run by Blado, and he's going to go ahead and make a 19-yard gain for Otter Tail Central and get the football into Pelican Rapids territory just like that. Mickelson takes a snap. Handoff. Blado again. Blado's going to fall forward. Gosh, he's got some speed off that handoff. First person that touched him was maybe 3-4 yards into 3 or 4 yards into the run. He has a great knack for getting up the field quickly, but you see him hobbling a little bit there. He's going to try and work it off. Looks like he got a little bit of either rolled his ankle or got a little bit of a got hit in a goofy spot. So he's going to try and tough it out here, but he will go to the sideline for a play. And coming in for him, looks like they're going to go ahead and do the full house. In for him, in for Blado is number 11 is Chris Froning. They are going to stick with Hammer here. Hammer's going to go ahead and get a about 6-yard gain. And that's enough for a first down for Otter Tail Central.
That gain will be good for the first down. Otter Tail Central. Stopped by 67, Justin Jacobson, and 73, William Pesh.
So Otter Tail Central driving methodically here with about 4 minutes and 27 seconds remaining in this third quarter of work. Meckelson once again out of the full house. No receivers left or right. He's going to go ahead and give that handoff to, that is number 11. He's going to give that ball to, yet again, for the first carry of the game, that's Chris Froning. That is the junior. Froning, who came in for Blado for a couple of plays, makes a really nice play to gain 6. As of now, Blado's still on the sidelines here, but it looks like they're going to switch the formation, potentially going out of a shotgun here as they bring one back out, and they're going to go ahead and bring back in a couple of receivers here into this one. So looks like they're going to set up a little bit of a different look. At least they have one receiver at the top of your screen, but they are going to stay in the full house. We'll see what they do here. Straight drop. Meckelson flushed out to the left. Going to throw it, and it's not going to be able to be completed. A few Vikings there on the defense, but not able to connect here with Owen Bueller was Meckelson, and that will bring up a third down and about 5. You know, second and short, that's a good opportunity for Meckelson and the Bulldogs to try and convert here. So convert a bigger play, but now they have third and manageable in what is very clearly 4-down territory. Let's see if they can't get a first down right here. Blado back into the game for Otter Tail Central in the backfield. Blado is going to be a split back on the left side. That's the first time we've seen that action tonight. Christensen's in the backfield. They're going to hand it off to Hammer. Hammer's going to fall forward. What looks like that should be enough to get the first down. I got to take a look. Yes, they are sending it through. First down, Otter Tail Central. The chains will continue to move. We're now approaching 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. 15 minutes left in this game. Pelican Rapids 32, Otter Tail Central 6. Otter Tail Central moving the ball nicely. That has been kind of the story of the game. Otter Tail Central has really moved the ball well. It's just been a matter of executing in the final seconds of their drives here. As you can see, the big men for both Pelican Rapids and Otter Tail Central. Handoff up the middle there, though. That's going to go right to Hammer, and Hammer's going to fall forward for a shorter gain. Looks like a gain of about 4. So this will be about 2nd and 6 coming up for Otter Tail Central. And the clock continues to run, so we have about 2:20 remaining in this one. We're still working through some of the kinks of this production squad. Our scoreboard is manually operated right now, so we're doing our best to try and keep up with what the current time is on the clock. What a run there, though, but from Blado. So Blado back into the game, getting his first touch since he got a little bit of a, came up a little lame there for a minute, but he has walked it off. He's back in the game, and he has a really nice run there. Looks like they are going to give him a first down, so that gain of 7 was enough for Otter Tail Central to move it down to the 12-yard line of Pelican Rapids. 1:52 and counting in this third quarter. Still in that full house set, except for a lone wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Handoff to Hammer. Hammer's going to fall forward for an impressive gain of about 5 or 6. We'll have to take a look for the spot. Counted as 6 here for so it'll be 2nd and about 4 here on the 5-yard line of Pelican Rapids. Otter Tail Central could get a first down without scoring. But before this play, it looks like a timeout is going to be called here by Pelican Rapids. They are going to want to talk this over. Head coach Eli Beachy wants to get his team rallied together in this game. And there you can see Coach talking to his players. In this game, Pelican Rapids has done a great job on defense of stepping up and making plays before Otter Tail Central has been able to score. Otter Tail Central has been driving the ball nicely throughout this game. It's just been a matter of making these plays at the end of drives to get scores. So if you were watching in the first half, Otter Tail Central was knocking on the door of a touchdown as time expired in the first half, but they were not able to convert. And also deep in Pelican Rapids territory, Otter Tail Central gave up a turnover, which turned into 6 points on a bit of a scoop and score from a lineman, Justin Jacobson. That was quite the exciting play from Pelican Rapids. So we'll see what Otter Tail Central can do. They have 16 minutes left in this game and a 26-point deficit. I'm not saying it's out of the question for them to be able to move this ball, but they're going to need to get some quicker scores than this drive. This has been a very impressive drive, been totaling probably 5 to 6 minutes here, a lot of plays. And if it ends in a score, that's great, but they're going to need to score at a higher frequency, a little bit quicker here in order to come back into this one. But we'll see what happens here. On second down and 4, the handoff is given to Blado. Blado falls forward for a gain of, looks like 2, maybe only 1 there as he falls forward to about the 4-yard line. That's going to be 3rd and 3 now. Really nice stop there from Pelican Rapids Vikings as they were able to hold Blado to just 1 yard. And so a 3rd down and 3 in what would be 4-down territory, assuming the Bulldogs are not going to kick a field goal. They got that full house look again. No wide receivers in the game for Otter Tail Central. They're going to go handoff to Blado. Blado drives up. He's still on his feet pushing, but now a host of Vikings, Carter Johnson as well as Caden Holt, are able to stop his forward progress. So let's see where they spot this. It looks like they're going to spot it right about the 3.5, 4-yard line, so not much doing. It's going to be about 4th and 2 for Otter Tail Central. And we'll see if that's going to force a timeout from Otter Tail Central. They are going to take a timeout. So head coach, excuse me, no timeout. That's going to actually just be the end of the 3rd quarter. So they're going to make the refs work as hard as possible. They're going to have to walk all the way to the other end here to set this up at the 4-yard line on what's going to be a 4th and 2 when we come back at the beginning of the 4th quarter. Shaping up to be a beautiful night here in Pelican Rapids on this homecoming night. I was talking about how the colors here in northern Minnesota have made their way into peak time. You can really see beautiful oranges, beautiful reds here. And look at this fan cam as we see these student section is excited as they start to play the YMCA here in Pelican Rapids. A little bit of a fan cam. We really appreciate the students who have been really doing the production here for this game. We have student camera workers, all under the direction of Mr. Kerry Haugard tonight, really looking at ways they can continue to not only provide the content out for people in the community and people in visiting communities, but also just for these students to learn something about video production. So it's really a win-win for both the students of Pelican Rapids, and we're glad you are here with us to watch this action, this football action here tonight. So there's fall colors in the air. There's a bunch of oranges and reds, and we've seen orange and red on the field. Right now, orange has the advantage. Pelican Rapids, the team in black right now, 32. Otter Tail Central, 6. Otter Tail Central is going to try and cut into this as we are starting the 4th quarter right now. 4th and 2, Pelican Rapids 4. Otter Tail Central can get a 1st down without scoring. What they're going to do is they're going to roll out right, and losing his footing is going to be Mickelson, and Pelican Rapids comes up with a big stop here before Mickelson is able to get the 1st down. So Bulldogs going to turn over on down deep in Pelican territory. Pelican will take over on their own 4-yard line. Impressive set of 3 plays there from the Pelican Rapids defense as they were bending, but they did not break. 3 plays in a row of about no gain to stymie the offensive attack of Otter Tail Central. It's kind of been the story of this game. If you're just joining us, Otter Tail Central been moving the ball really, really well. It's just been a matter of executing in Pelican Rapids territory, executing in the red zone. But we'll see what Pelican Rapids can do deep in their own territory. Timmy Guler takes the shotgun snap, decides to keep it himself. He's going to run right, cuts back to the left in the middle of the field, falls forward to about the 15-yard line. Scoot him together for a gain of 11. So he scoots for a first down for Pelican Rapids, and just like that, Guler been really running very strongly. He's coming into this game with 29 rushing attempts and averaging 5.8. It'll be exciting to see what his stats turn out to be today, as he's well over that average for today, really running differently this game compared to previous games. I think Timmy Guler was not able to play in last week's matchup between Parker's Prairie and Pelican Rapids, so Pelican Rapids was able to sneak out that win 6-0, but they're really enjoying Guler being back in this one, as that's going to be Jack Kapenga, number 4. That's his first carry of the game, and he's able to scoot up for a gain of 10. So nice run by Kapenga. That's his. That's the first chance he's gotten. And for Kapenga, he is not an upperclassman. He is. Let's take a look. He is a sophomore, so nice to see the sophomore get a couple touches here, kind of develop a few players and see them get some game time experience. Pelicans in this little bit of a tight pistol set. Handoff by Johnson. Johnson gets away from one tackler and is going to go ahead and make that a positive gain. It looked like he was going to get absolutely stuffed by Johnny Fielding, and Johnson was able to spin out of that and move forward for what was a nice little 4-yard gain here. That's huge to make it 2nd and 6 instead of about 2nd and 13. Looks like Vikings spread it out a little bit more. They got 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end. That's Williams in motion to the right. Guler decides to pitch it after the read up to Carter Johnson. Moving to the right side, cuts up the field, and he's able to run right through the first level, and he runs through a Otter Tail Bulldogs tackler. Looks like the Bulldogs tackler slow to get up, but he's able to make it. He is able to get up. That is number 56, Lane Dilly, the inside linebacker, with the tackle. Dilly, the 200-pound junior, really did not look like he was 200 pounds from Carter Johnson, who was able to really have a head of steam and really run through Dilly to get an extra few yards. Pelican Rapids now on their own 43-yard line, got fresh set of downs. Timmy Guler fakes the handoff and is going to go ahead and roll out to the left. He's able to drop that off to Luke Soley, number 12. And Soley with that catch turns upfield. That's about a 15-yard gain for Pelican Rapids. Move the sticks, but stop the clock as Soley stepped out of bounds. So if you're Pelican Rapids, not only is our first down is your friend, but the clock will be your friend as they go through here. So we'll see how much going forward Beachy, head coach Eli Beachy of the Pelican Rapids Vikings decides to run the ball versus pass the ball, as they're in a little bit of milk mode. Milk the clock, try and get the most out of this drive. Guler running to the right, decides to keep it. Makes one man miss at the 40. Now he pitches it to Peyton Blakeway, and Blakeway's going to go ahead and get the first down, but he falls out of bounds, stopping the clock. That was one of the most delayed option pitches I've ever seen. Timmy Guler got deep into Otter Tail Central's territory. Probably had about a gain of 6 if he would have just held on to that, but he decides to pitch it over to Blakeway for a 5-yard gain. Really great, great execution of the option there from the Vikings. So the clock is running. Blakeway was able to stay in bounds. They just stopped the clock briefly to reset the chains. Guler, shotgun. Johnson on his left. Blakeway is going to come in motion here to the split. And now Guler is going to try and find Blakeway on a little 10-yard out. Blakeway is going to catch that pass and fall after getting wrapped up there by Blado. Blakeway, that's enough for a gain of about, looks like 11. I think it's going to be a fresh set of downs. Yep, they're going to... Excuse me, it's going to be second down and, oh no, now they're going to say move the chains. They're going to say move the chains. So it's going to be first down for Pelican Rapids on the 18-yard line. A little bit of miscommunication there, but now everything's good. Pelican Rapids, 1 tight end, 3 wide receivers. They're going to go and shovel it to that tight end. That's Hunter Williams. Turns up the field, runs over a man at the 5, and falls forward to the 3. Mason Hammer took that tackle by Williams. I would say took that tackle. Williams just with a head of steam over the middle of the field really lowered his shoulder into Battle Lake. And as I speak here, there is one Battle Lake player who is slow to get up down on the field. I have not seen the number yet, but looks like he's holding that left knee. We will be sure to inform you who that is as soon as we can. Certainly a sight you never want to see as a fan of either side here. Football, a violent game, and looks like there are 2 trainers and a head coach attending to this Otter Tail Central player here. As time has stopped, we will take a bit of a break here and inform you as soon as we can about who this player is as soon as he's able to be helped off the field. And you can see the applause as able to get helped off by his coaches there is number 56, Lane Dilly, the junior lineman. So it's good to see him make it off here. Looks like he's not putting any weight on that right leg, so we wish the best for him as he as his night is likely done. For the Vikings, they see themselves at first down and goal here. You can see out of the shotgun, Guler sends a man in motion. That's Williams. Guler going to run out to the right, decides to throw it. It's going to get tipped, and it falls down here. Real opportunity for the Bulldogs to make an exceptional interception there, as you saw a few white jerseys fly into the turf to try and make a catch. But Guler is going to get away with just an incompletion here. Second and goal for Pelican Rapids at the 3-yard line, right in the center of the field. Almost looks like they're doing a 2-point conversion down there. But we'll see what Pelican Rapids does. They got a little bit of a tighter formation here. In the pistol, Johnson is going to get the carry right up the middle, and he is going to be in for the score for Pelican Rapids. So Carter Johnson able to find the end zone here with 8 minutes and 14 seconds in the fourth quarter, and just like that, it is a 38-6 lead now for these Pelican Rapids Vikings. And now the team in black will set up here for what will be a 2-point conversion. We'll see what they decide to do. Really, really good drive from Pelican Rapids, methodical, well executed, and it is capped off by a 4-yard touchdown run by Carter Johnson. Now the 2-point conversion. Guler fakes the handoff, decides to go left, and throws it to a leaping Luke Soley, who is going to make that catch. And just like that, that 2-point conversion is good. 40-6 now. Pelican Rapids will have the advantage in this one.
Otter Tail Central 6.
So like I said, really, really great drive, capped off with the 2-point conversion with Guler to Soli. For Pelican Rapids, really the story of the game has been big plays and executing in the red zone. They've been able to score every time they found themselves down there. And if you're Otter Tail Central, as you can see the chant going on here from the Vikings student section, the excitement is in the air on this homecoming night. For Otter Tail Central, you really got to hand it to the talent of this team. They're big, they're fast, they're really driving the ball nicely here all game. They've been doing a great job of getting down the field. Bricker Blado has the lone score for Otter Tail Central, but their offense has just been stymied a few times by Pelican Rapids once they've gotten into Viking territory or into the red zone. There have been a couple key turnovers and a couple key stops that Pelican Rapids has made to make this game a little bit less of a game than it has been. I tell you what, 40-6 does not accurately reflect how this game has gone. This game has been back and forth. This game has been, for the majority, controlled by the Bulldogs. It's just been a few big plays by Pelican Rapids. Taking it out here for these Otter Tail Bulldogs, that's number 11, Chris Froning. He's able to break one Pelican Rapids tackle and get out to the left to the sideline where he's going to get it up to about the 22-yard line. And that's where Otter Tail Central will continue and try and set something up on offense. Right now there is 8 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in this game. Pelican Rapids enjoying a lead that looks like it's out of reach. But we'll see what happens here. We'll see what the coaches decide to do, if they continue to leave these starters in or if they look to start playing some of the JV as we get closer to the finish of this game. Mickelson in this full house set. We'll see what they decide to do. They are going to hand it off to Blado. Blado gets spun around and thrown down, and there was a fumble, and the officials called it a fumble on the field, but obviously no replay in high school. It was unclear to see if the ground caused that fumble or if the ball came out before he hit the ground. But it was called a fumble on the field, so it'll be 2nd and 20 here. Vikings playing with some excitement here. Jacobson's going to get credited with that tackle. OTC staying in that full house set. Rolling to the right is Mickelson. He's going to get almost tackled in the end zone, and he's going to have to just get rid of it. We'll see what receiver was in the area of that throw or if he made it to the line of scrimmage. I am unfamiliar with the football rules at the MSHSL level for high school football, if there's any specific constraints about the rule of intentional grounding. He also did take a hit while he threw that ball, so that did affect his throw. So looks like there's going to be no penalty called for intentional grounding. Instead, it's still going to be 3rd and about 20 for these Bulldogs deep in their own territory. They're at their own 10-yard line. Mickelson takes the snap. Decides to hand it off up the middle to, looks like it is Blado who takes the handoff. And now there is a member down for these Vikings, slow to get up, but then finally brought up was number 70, Jarrett Stetz, the nose tackle in the middle here. Blado's carry was enough for 1 yard maybe, but with that it's going to be 4th and 20 on their own 10, so that's going to be a punting situation here for Otter Tail Central. And they'll let that clock run all the way down before they call a timeout for Otter Tail Central. So nothing doing there for that drive from the Bulldogs. It looks like with 6 minutes left here, Pelican Rapids is going to get the ball back unless they, barring an incredible conversion on 4th down from these Bulldogs. And we'll see what they do. We'll see if head coach Eli Beachy decides to put some B squad players in here, second stringers, and see what they can do. Have them enjoy some time here out under the lights. It's really shaped up to be a beautiful evening here in Pelican Rapids. The wind had died down. The rain has stopped. Since halftime it has stopped. So it's really turned into a pleasant evening for fans, players, and it's always been pleasant here in the booth, I tell you that. But coming into punt is going to be, or back to receive the punt here for Pelican Rapids, is both number 3, that is Trayvon Benson, and number 13, Ethan Schustrom. Now all of a sudden Benson comes up with a little bit of caution. Braden Royston with that boot. Trayvon Benson is able to get it, and he's going to try and return it back. And he'll get it down to about the 15-yard line. So about a 30-yard punt with a beautiful return by Benson gets it back here to where the Vikings will be starting this drive right at the edge of the red zone, actually in the red zone at the 16-yard line. And this will allow some second stringers to get some playing time here as we finish here. Now in for quarterback for these Pelican Rapids Vikings is number 18. That is McLean Hovland, the freshman. So the freshman, right before he takes a snap, not before Coach Beachy calls a timeout. Looks like there was some confusion here, so the second stringers still have some learning to do, but it's exciting for them to get some time out here on homecoming night. Always good for for a hosting team to win their own homecoming. It looks like that's going to be the case here. There is one more activity going on in Pelican Rapids. On Saturday, that is tomorrow, the boys soccer team is going to be hosting a game at Brown Field. I'm not sure about the time of that soccer game, but it sounds like it's a double header in the afternoon where the girls will be playing at noon and the boys will be playing at 2 directly after the girls' game. So that's exciting to showcase some of the improvements that have been made here at the soccer stadium, the Brown Field in Pelican Rapids, and just the developing Pelican Rapids soccer program, which has been really strong for a number of years, considering it is the smallest soccer program in the state. What was a nice little run there was by number 44 for Pelican Rapids. That was Lucas Verdorn. He was able to get a couple yards as he snuck through some of the Battle Lake tacklers. So we'll see what the second stringers can do here as the clock continues to run in this one. Right now it's McLean Hovland, number 18 at quarterback. He is right beside Lucas Verdorn, number 44. Hovland, he's going to keep it himself this time. Nothing much doing there. He's going to fall forward to the line of scrimmage. So that's a gain of nothing there. They'll stay at the 15. Now it's 3rd and 9 here as Pelican makes a quick substitution. Vikings in their tight set here. Little shotgun set. Verdorn on the left side here beside McLean Hovland. Hovland handoff to Verdorn. Verdorn has a little bit of space, and he'll fall forward to about the 10-yard line, so that's a gain of about 5, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 5. And we'll see what Pelican draws up here to try and get this 4th down conversion. They need to get to about the 5-yard line there at the 10. As you can see, that great shot of the second stringers getting an opportunity here as the clock continues to run. 4 minutes, 15 seconds in this 4th quarter of action. Looks like there's a bit of a holdup here. I'm not sure if Pelican is going to take a timeout right before time expires here. and Coach Beachy will. So it looks like he was going to make the most out of the time winding down, but then he wants to talk things over with this B squad that's out here on this 4th down and 5. If you're just joining us, if you got here late and you're wondering what happened and how did the undefeated Otter Tail Bulldogs come in here and get stymied by this 3-1 Pelican Rapids Vikings team, I tell you what, the Otter Tail Bulldogs for most of the first 3 quarters were doing a great job offensively of driving the ball, but what they were unable to do was execute in the Vikings territory or in the red zone. The Vikings, on the other hand, were able to execute well and also had a bunch of big chunk plays led by their quarterback Timmy Guler today, who was able to score a number of times for the Vikings and get them to a situation where they're enjoying this 40-6 lead. Hovland's going to throw a pass here over the middle on 4th and 5, and it's going to get intercepted by number 8. That's going to be an interception by, and I tell you what, the program doesn't even have a number 8 here, so a nice play there from number 8 from Battle Lake, who was able to come up with an interception. He's going to bring it back to the 26-yard line. They'll mark it at the 25, so that's where Battle Lake is going to take over on downs, as Battle Lake also puts in their second-string squad here. So exciting for the students here. The Pelican Rapids faithful has stayed here for the entirety of this game. For the last 3 minutes and 53 seconds, we're going to see a little bit of a JV game here between the second string of Battle Lake and the second string of Pelican Rapids. Playing quarterback for the second squad is Eli Reinbold. That is the sophomore for Battle Lake. He's going to hand the ball off up the middle. Running through a few tacklers and falling ahead for a gain of 5 is number 32, Tayden Soma, the freshman, getting the call for Battle Lake. Battle Lake will make a couple substitutions. The clock continues to run as Battle Lake faces a second down and about 4.5, maybe 5. They go back to their full house here. Reinbold gets a handoff. This time that handoff is going to go to number 4. Number 4, that's Caden Dittburner. The junior for Battle Lake is going to get the carry there. So that's a gain of 4. It's going to be about 3.5 a yard here. Really good running attack here from Battle Lake. Looks like their offensive front on their JV squad is pushing around the JV squad of Pelican Rapids a little bit here. Reinbold, under center in the full house look. That handoff once again is going to go to Soma. And Soma, another nice run of about 4 or 5. Tayden Soma is going to have a first down for this Battle Lake team. So fresh set of downs here for the young squad of Battle Lake. Reinbold takes a snap under center. They're going to go ahead and swing it out wide here. Caden Dittburner trying to get to the sideline, and he's going to get up the field for a gain of about 4. On the tackle there for Pelican Rapids is Anthony Checo de Souza. As well as Channing Russman, the safety for Pelican Rapids, able to get across the field and help wrap up the running back for Otter Tail Central. Reinbold will take another snap at 2nd and 5. The give up the middle to number 4. Once again, that is Dittburner. Dittburner, that's going to be enough for the first down for Otter Tail Central. And looks like down on the ground here for Pelican Rapids is, really favoring that right knee here is Cole Almaras, and he's going to be able to get off the field in his own power. But Almaras is the sophomore. he's going to be able to get off on his own power, and Otter Tail Central's going to have a fresh set of downs here. First down, handoff once again, and still going, working forward for a gain of 4. Finally tackled by a host of Vikings there is Ditburner. Ditburner once again able to have a nice gain, a little second effort. That's going to be worth 3 yards. And Otter Tail Central is going to work quickly. Another snap, another opportunity here. As you can see, some of the seniors, the older squad of the Vikings, still trying to hype up their team, and really nice tackle there from Russman. But not before Tayden Soma is able to get about 4 yards or make it 5, and it's going to be 3rd down and 1 here. And that might be the last play of the game here, as Otter Tail Central is going to let this clock wind down on what was a really tight, fun game between two teams that turned into what looks like domination on the scoreboard. Pelican Rapids 40, Otter Tail Central 6. Otter Tail Central is going to drop to 4-1 on the season. Pelican Rapids is going to advance to 4-1. For these two teams, next week, Otter Tail Central is going to go ahead and face, let me take a look here. I just want to say the player of the game here for Pelican Rapids is Timmy Guler, who is able to make a bunch of outstanding plays for Pelican, big plays to make things happen. For both of these teams, they are going to be really exciting to watch as we go into the final month of play here before playoffs. Otter Tail Central was ranked 5th before this game in Single A. They are definitely going to be a team to watch in that Section 6A. Pelican Rapids making a statement tonight, showing that in Section 8 AA, they are a team to be reckoned with as we get on later in the season. Thank you guys for sticking with it to the end here, watching this game. We appreciate you guys, and thank you for all the support you've given us throughout this. One more time, shout out to the student-run production squad under the direction of Mr. Kerry Halgrid. We really appreciate the work that you've done to get better at video production, and also give these fans an opportunity to watch this game if they were stuck at home or just don't like rain. I'm Logan Orr. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.